Hi, everybody. This is Danette, and I get a lot of questions about the different ways that you can use essential oils. So if you've been to a class, you probably already know this information. However, it's a great reminder if you maybe have forgotten or it's been a while since you've been to a class, and it can be a little overwhelming on all the different ways that you can use your doTERRA essential oils. So I wanted to jump on here and do a little video tutorial on the 3 different ways that you can use your doTERRA essential oils. So you know, doTERRA is the only essential oil company that you can take internally because they are certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils. Basically, that means that they are harvested and sourced from the native region where they're supposed to grow. They are steam distilled and press distilled, some of them, depending on the source that the oil is coming from. And there is no fillers, no synthetic fillers added, no pesticides. They're actually tested 6 times by a third party. Every liter is tested. If it doesn't pass doTERRA standards, they will not sell that essential oil. So if you would like to look at all of the different testing that the oils go through, if you go to the doTERRA website and go to their sourcing, you can actually read a whole entire article on the process to get certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils, which is pretty cool. But we're not going to get into all of the details about that. But we are going to talk about today are the 3 ways that you can use your essential oils. Okay, so the first one is internally. So one thing to remember, if you look at your bottle and it says supplemental facts on the bottle, you're going to know that that oil is safe for you to take internally, okay? If it doesn't have the supplemental facts label on there, that means that blend or that oil is not going to be safe for you to take internally, and it's going to be for aromatic or topical use only. So just remember, when in doubt, if you're kind of worried if it's safe for you to take internally, just roll the bottle around till you see if it has the supplemental facts label on there. So that's important tip number 1. Secondly is when you're taking your oils internally, you're going to want to make sure that you're using stainless steel. I love Swell bottles. I love Yetis. Glass or stainless steel is going to be the best place for you to put your oils in if you're going to be taking them internally. If you put them in plastic, it can actually break down the chemicals in the plastic, and then you would be consuming those toxins. And the whole point as to why we have switched to natural healthcare is we're trying to remove toxins out of our life and our body instead of putting more in. If you're going to use them for a short amount of time, maybe you're coming to a class and the teacher is letting you sample some essential oils and she's putting some drops in some plastic water bottles, that's fine. What you don't want to do is continuously using them in plastic, letting them sit in your car. You shouldn't be drinking out of plastic, period. If I am going to be really honest with you, you should get a good stainless steel or glass water bottle and toss out the plastic. However, if you're at a class and just for convenience purposes, a couple drops, you're drinking it over the next hour or so, it's not going to do anything. It's consistent use. Having the oil sit in plastic is where you're going to have problems. Okay, so for example, if I'm going to I love grapefruit, tangerine, wild orange, lemon. Those are my go-to oils that I like to put in water. For a water bottle about this size, it's going to be personal preference. I'm going to do between 3 to 5 drops, depending on how intense I want the flavor to be in water, but it's all going to be strictly for your own personal preference. Maybe you want to use 1 drop, maybe you want to do 6 drops. You're in complete control as to the flavoring and the intensity that you want when you're taking them internally. In your water bottle. So the next way is, this is what my husband does a lot when he's not feeling well. He'll do an oregano shot. So he'll put some water in a shot glass. He'll add a couple drops of oregano, a couple drops of On Guard, a couple drops of Melaleuca, and then he'll take it like a shot. Now, I'm going to warn you, if you're going to take oregano internally, it's going to make your mouth burn just a little tiny bit. So if you're not quite prepared for that intensity, then veggie caps are going to be the way to go. So these are just vegetarian caps. You can get them in your doTERRA back office. You're just going to open the capsule, and then you're just going to drop in the amount of oil. So I'll do a couple drops of melaleuca in here. And you can do, so if we were making the flu bomb in a vegetarian cap, I would do 1 drop of frankincense, 1 drop of lemon, 1 drop of on guard, oregano, melaleuca. I'd see how much room I have left in my veggie cap. If I have some extra room, I may add an additional on guard or an additional oregano. Okay, then you're just going to put the cap back on. Very simple. And then you're going to take it. Now, one thing you need to remember if you're making your vegetarian caps, you need to make it and then take it. You can't make them up and then set them on your dresser or your counter or in the kitchen, because they'll start to disintegrate and then you'll have oils all over your counters. So just remember, make it and then take it. You could make them up, I would guess, anywhere between 8 hours or so ahead of time, and then you wouldn't have any problem. But any more than that, you run the risk of having them kind of get all over your counter. Okay. So that is internal usage. So you can put them in water, you can put them in vegetarian caps, and you can also cook with your essential oil. So you can use, like if you're making spaghetti sauce, you could put some oregano in there. Just remember, 1 drop of oregano is really intense unless you're making a gigantic pot of spaghetti sauce. This might be a little intense. So you can always use a toothpick and just use it a little bit. So I would suggest, for those of you that know me, I'm not the chef in my house, that's my husband. But if I were to cook with them, I would do a little tiny bit and then taste, and then a little tiny bit. You can always add more, but once you add a bunch of in, it's really hard to take it out. So they are super concentrated. Remember, they're 50 to 70% more potent than herbs. So just remember that when you're incorporating them into your recipes. So there is an entire part on the doTERRA blog, all kinds of recipes that you can start using to incorporate essential oils into your cooking. So you can get the medicinal benefits and flavor your food all in one, which is pretty cool. All right, the second way that you can use doTERRA essential oils is going to be topically, which is probably my favorite choice for using my essential oils, because I love all of the different scents. So let's talk about roller balls. Most of you probably are familiar with roller balls, but if you're not and you're new and you need a little refresher course, this is a 10 milliliter roller ball, okay? So this is a little baby funnel that fits right in the top for helping get the oils and the coconut oil into the roller ball without making a giant mess. So if I was gonna make the flu bomb, so I would take my frankincense and I would add my drops of oil in. I would do, when I make my flu bomb, I do about 10 drops of each. So I'm going to do 10 drops of frankincense. I'm going to do my 10 drops of lemon, my 10 drops of oregano, my 10 drops of On Guard. I'm going to add 10 drops of melaleuca. Sometimes I like to add a little black pepper essential oil in there for a little extra boost. Then you're going to add your carrier oil. So you all know that I love fractionated coconut oil. This is just liquid coconut oil, meaning it's not going to solidify when it gets cold. So then you would just squeeze the coconut oil and fill your roller ball up to the top. A rule of thumb is you're going to do about 1/4 of essential oil, and then you're going to top the rest of it off with your carrier oil of choice. I prefer coconut oil. Some people use grapeseed or carrot seed or jojoba oil. You can really choose whichever essential oil that you would like to use. So that was my daughter calling me. I'll have to call her back. So you can make your own roller ball, okay? Then you're just gonna put the roller ball top on. You're gonna push it. You're gonna put your cap on. So this is something really cool. My friend Rachel told me about the label maker. So I would really suggest, if you're gonna be an avid oiler and you love roller balls, you're gonna wanna get the label maker so you can make a label and then put it on there. The other thing that you can do is your little cap stickers that you can get, and if you've run out of your cap stickers, remember you can always order those in your back office. Then you can put the cap sticker on the back of the roller ball so you know exactly what's in it. So I put frankincense, oregano, On Guard, melaleuca, lemon, and then you can even add how many drops you put in that rollerball blend, so when you want to duplicate it, you know the exact recipe, okay? So, highly suggest investing in the label maker. It's pretty cool. Okay, so the other way that you can use your essential oils topically is going to be just right on the skin. So what I like to do if I went to the gym this morning and I did arms. So if my shoulders and my biceps and triceps are a little bit sore, this is exactly what I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna grab my Deep Blue Rub. I'm gonna put a pump of it in my hand. So let's see if we can get some to come out here. Looks like it's not coming out. Okay, you get the point. I'm gonna put some Deep Blue Rub in my palm, and then I'm gonna add in some frankincense. I'm gonna add some Siberian fir, some Deep Blue Rub, and some helichrysum. And then I'm gonna rub that all over the area of where my body is needing support for soreness, achiness. Maybe I slept wrong. Maybe you're just having some sore, tight joint muscles. It is gonna give you an instant relief. So one tip about Deep Blue Rub, I would not suggest using it right after you get out of a hot shower because your pores are going to be open and you're going to get a pretty intense sensation. Some people love it. Some people prefer to use it that way. But if you tend to have sensitive skin or you don't love that warm, cooling, tingling sensation that Deep Blue Rub offers, I would avoid using it right after the shower, and I would wait a couple hours and then apply that. So another thing to remember, you can always use your fractionated coconut oil as a carrier oil when you're using your oils topically. I suggest that when you're putting oils on topically, you're always going to use a carrier oil. The reason for that is it's going to prevent flash off. So as soon as you put an essential oil on your skin, it is going to start to evaporate. So if you use it with a carrier oil, it's actually going to stick and stay longer and absorb into your skin, and you're not going to get the flash off. It's also going to help stay in your system longer, and so you're going to metabolize it slower if you apply it with a carrier oil. It's also going to help with any skin sensitivity, so it's always safe practice whenever you're using oils topically to use some sort of carrier oil. You can also use an unscented lotion doTERRA has, which is nice. You can just customize your own fragrance with your lotion and apply it that way. Bottoms of the feet is always a great place when you're starting to use oils and you're not really sure of skin sensitivity or how your skin is going to react to them. Bottoms of the feet is a fantastic place to start using those, especially on little ones. Bottoms of the feet, put some socks on them. That way they're going to avoid getting their hands in it and then touching their face. So love applying oils to the bottoms of the feet. Okay, so let's talk about diffusing. So this right here is the new diffuser from doTERRA. It's the Aroma Light, used to be my favorite. This one is my new favorite. So when you get your diffuser, you are going to want to look inside. You're going to have a little fill line there. This is going to be where you're going to fill your water to. So you're going to fill it up with water, and then you're going to add in whatever oils you would like in there. So for a diffuser this size, you're going to use anywhere between 6 and 10 drops. So that could be all one oil. You could do 6 different oils. You can do as many different oils as you would like in there to customize your own blend and to what outcome or what feeling that you are trying to achieve using diffusers. So I love this diffuser because it's going to run for 2, 5, or 10 hours. Now on the 10-hour setting, it's not going to be continuous. It's going to be intermittently. And I also like it because I can have the light on or I can shut the light off. So when I'm having it next to my bed, I'm going to shut the light off. When I have it in my son's bedroom, he uses it as a little bit of a night light. So then he can leave the light turned on. So some of my favorite oils to put in the diffuser is always lavender for sleeping. I love Serenity and Balance. I like Balance and Wild Orange. I like frankincense. I love to diffuse frankincense. Right now, I have On Guard going in all of the diffusers in the house, just because it is that time of year where everyone has coughs, colds, sniffles. Everyone seems like they're getting something. And so we're trying to get through the rest of winter without any major colds coming in. So On Guard on the back of the neck, bottom of the feet. We're using the On Guard toothpaste. I'm using the On Guard cleaner concentrate, the On Guard foaming hand wash. We are running On Guard in the diffusers at all times, and we are keeping all of the yuck out of our house. So let me see if I have covered everything. So we talked about topical use, carrier oils, lotions, deep blue rollerball. Diffusers, internal, veggie caps, water, cooking. I was going to show you some reference books. So I just got this reference book at Barnes & Noble. Look how big this thing is, you guys. This is the king of reference books for the advanced oiler, right? So if you love using your oils and you are wanting to learn and figure out all the different ways and reasons why you should be using your essential oils, this book is going to have the answer for you. So it's called The Complete Book of Essential Oils and Aromatherapy, and I purchased it at Barnes & Noble. Sure, you could probably find it on Amazon, but I am really impressed with this book. My very first essential oil book that I got was the Modern Essentials book. This one is always an all-time favorite and has a great amount of information. In the very beginning, it's going to go over the history of essential oils. It's going to talk about the chemical compounds of essential oils. So if you're wanting the science part of it and you want the molecular breakdown of all the different oils and the phenols and the phenols and the linoleuls and all of the sciencey stuff, the beginning of this book is going to be really impressive to you. This is the newest book that we are recommending for oil education, and it's called The Essential Life. This one is jam-packed full of recipes, do-it-yourself. It has a great breakdown of all of the different body structures and what oils you can use to support every single system in the body. You could spend days and days and days gaining all kinds of knowledge from here. So one thing I like to tell people is when you first start using essential oils, it can be a little bit overwhelming. However, you need to know, like I just showed you, there are tons of resources that you can use that are going to answer your oil questions and what you should be using. Just remember that everybody's body is different, so what works for me might not work for you. That's why there's about 45 different oils that are going to work for certain ailments and issues, and it's just finding the right one that's going to work for your body. So if I suggest to you maybe lavender for sleep and that's not working, it's definitely worth having a conversation with the person that you're getting your education from, because there's going to be a whole list of oils that you can try that you will get results from. So I hope that you found this really short video on the 3 ways that you can safely use your doTERRA essential oils. And like always, if you have any questions at all, comment below, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thanks, guys.